Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ladies Who List Atlanta, Season 1, Episode 5, Reunited, sort of. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. And hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So when the episode first opens up, y'all, Kira is in there so that they can talk. Here go, Kiana. Is this glass bulletproof? I don't think either of them are packing, honey, so we should be good. So Kira comes in, and Kiana said, well, Robin noticed that you didn't want to take the photos, so let's just talk. So Kira said, yeah, I didn't want to, okay? You didn't want to give me a seat at the table, so I don't feel it necessary to be in your picture. And Kiana said, okay, so let's just get the dinner out of the way. Let's just talk about it. So Kira said, I'm not easily angered. So when I do say something, it's because somebody has prompted me to say it. And when I addressed the issue with Cristal, she was very polite in the way that she responded. But Robin, you took it a totally different way. So then we find out that Robin told Kira that if it weren't for her, that she wouldn't even be at the dinner. Oh, really? Actually, if it were not for Cristal, she wouldn't be at the dinner. Because Robin couldn't gather none of these ladies, okay? Not none. If this was the case, I see why Kira got pissed. Now, I don't know if this happened beforehand or if this happened after the fact. I'm not sure how. She said, I don't want to be somewhere that I'm not wanted. So then Robin in her confessional, Robin, baby, this all black with these black pearls and these gloves, baby, this ensemble is fire. Do you hear me? Girl, you giving the zhuzh that needs to be given. So she said, she has children Kira's age, so she's going to take the mommy role and rise above it. Okay, I don't like that, Robin, because she's not a child, let alone your child. So you can't be saying in your confessional, I'm just going to take the mother approach and just treat her like one of my children. You wanted to work with her. So obviously she brings something to the table. So, why are you trying to treat her like a kid? So she explained that she didn't understand the impact of Instagram, but she talked to a younger person and they told her how serious it was. Basically, I talked to my kids and them and they said, Mama, that is a cardinal social media sin. That's basically what happened. Child, she called her 30-year-old and was like, hey, son. Okay, so this girl named Kira, okay, she said that I unfollowed her on social media and now she's pissed. So what's the problem? And he probably was like, Mom, nowadays, if you unfollow somebody on social media, that means you have beef. Oh, beef? Oh, no, honey. The last time I heard about beef, it was for dinner. I don't know anything about no beef. And that's how it happened, okay? And that's in my mind, and she ain't fooling me. So she said, I'm asking for your forgiveness for the mistake of not understanding where you were coming from and how important the page was to you. Because anybody can say sorry. Robin, just say you don't want to say sorry, girl. Child, trying to play these Jedi mind tricks. Robin thinks she's slick. She manipulated those words when she know good and well she ain't mean that. So Kira said, well, I'm a God-fearing woman that believes in forgiveness. Robin said, not that night. See, Robin, you're about to go left, honey. Just listen first. So Robin said, my feelings were hurt too. You said things to me I didn't deserve, so I'm waiting. Now, I do think that Kira owes Robin an apology because she really went below the belt. And you did go in on her. I'm not sure if the table comment came before or after you decided to go in about her being an op and she used to be a fan, but you both owe each other an apology. It just shouldn't have never happened. So Kira is like, maybe I touched on a few things. Girl, I touched on a few things. Oh, child. I ain't got time, child. This ain't real. Kira does not want to take accountability for her part at all. Do you hear me? I know it's hard, Kira. I really do. Like, I used to have that same problem. Child, you going to tell me something, honey, and I'm going to talk you in circles because I refuse to apologize and or take accountability. And that does come with age. I have to say that. Robin said, you called me an old bitch. She's like, no. That wasn't my first word. She said, you called. Yes, you did. So she looks at Kiana. She said, Kiana. So here go Kiana. That wasn't her first word. Girl, I do not care if it was her first, second, or third. It was said. Let's just all forgive and keep it pushing, honey, because y'all getting on my nerves. Robin looks at Quiana, trying to figure out what she said. Quiana is not about to say anything in defense of Robin, so just leave that alone. So Kira starts trying to explain it, right? So then Robin gonna look at Quiana and say, we need a timeout. That wasn't the order. Something wrong with Robin. Something is really wrong with her. Child, why she looking at Quiana like she the referee? But honey, I guess she is with these heifers. Y'all crazy. So then we get this flashback, because y'all know that's what production like to do. So Kira said, no, I meant older as in number of years that you've been in business. So Robin said, oh, okay, so you meant experience. You used the wrong word. And then you got mad at my response. So Kira said, no, I didn't get mad. Kira, you definitely got mad. Girl, it's on film. You definitely got mad. And you also brought up you graduating from high school in 2012 and whatnot. So, I don't know. It's like both of y'all don't really want to take accountability. Y'all got a lot in common. Okay, if we really want to be real, because as I'm watching this, she don't want to budge, you don't want to budge, honey. She feel like she's still popping, you feel like you popping. So girl, anywho, child, at this point, I'm like, can we just forgive and say it happened, because we ain't getting nowhere. So she's like, you the only one that took offense. Robin said, because I am the oldest one there at the table, so of course I took offense, and because it was directed at her, like she's older than all of y'all. So Robin said, it's just not serious. I don't have any ill will towards you. It should have never happened. I just felt like the entire room was ganging up on me. But, I don't have any ill will. So Kira's just looking. And so then she said, okay, I don't have any ill will towards you either. We can be cordial and support each other in passing. And, that's that on that. We're good. So they were like, you good? And she was like, yes, we're good. Baby Kira didn't get that apology, though. Baby Kira got out of there without giving that apology. I'm glad that is over, child. I'm glad that y'all gonna be interacting, honey, even if it's from afar. So then they finally get the group picture. Here go Quiana. We so fake. Well, child, at least y'all know, honey. Moving forward. In the next scene, Tiana is at a showing for her client, and it's a modern property. It's been on the market for 30 days. And for those of you that are in real estate, that is a long time for something to be on the market. Because when people look, I know me especially, now that I've gotten my real estate license, I know better. But when I used to look at listings that say like 30 or 45 days, I'm like, oh yeah, well, they'll go down on the price because they're eager to get it sold because it's been on the market for so long. But that's not always the case. So Kieran Fox, who's a retired NFL player and is friends with Tiana's husband, he comes to see it. So he tells her that he went to elementary school around the corner, and he always used to look at those homes and be like, I'm going to get me one of those when I get older. I know that's right. We all like that. Just little kids dreaming, honey, and you see those big houses and those nice cars, and you're like, I'm going to get one of those one day. Honey, I know that's what I'm doing right now. So anywho, she showed him around the property or whatnot. The property was designed by a Black female architect. When I tell y'all that is everything to me, a double threat, Black and female, baby. The home is listed for $2.7 million and has 5 bedrooms, 6 baths, and is 5,168 square feet. Get into it, okay? So she said that she's also an interior designer. Oh, okay, excuse me, not double threat, triple threat. A Black interior designer that's an architect. Child, I know that's real. I really did like this home. I thought that it was nice, but the bedrooms were a bit too small though. I'm like, could we have used some of that square footage somewhere else? It's like these newer, more modern homes. They put you in this 2x2 room, and I don't like that. So he was like, as long as the master bedroom is big, because that definitely has to be big for me. And that's how I am. I look for the master bedroom, the kitchen, and the outdoor space. If we got those 3 things right, we can work with everything else. And let me just say this. I am working hard to get me a home like that. What Kanye say? La da da da, wait till I get my money right. Shout out to Kanye. I know that's real. After they took a tour of the home and whatnot, Fox said he needed a little bit more convincing, so he wants to think on it. In the next scene, Kira is meeting up with Cristal to drink and chat. I still don't trust it. Kira, still be careful, honey, but that's just my opinion. Kira, this pink confessional look and this Farrah Fawcett hair. Oh, yes, ma'am. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all are killing these confessional looks. This is the first cast that I have ever seen have a first season, and every last person looks good in their confessional. Every last one of you. I have not looked at anybody in their confessional and said, well, what she got on? Well, child, what she got them feathers on? Child, what is the sparkle of it all? Y'all all look sick. Sickening. This is a beautiful cast. She said last time they met, it was more business, so she's looking forward to, just more girl talk. So they get in there, and Cristal is like, what's your drink of choice? Is it bourbon or is it vodka? She was like, champagne and a little bit of tequila. I know that's right, honey. You classy based and whatnot. So they start talking about if they wanted to manifest boyfriends or husbands. So Kira was like, give me a husband for $200. So they started talking about that, and they're talking, and Cristal brings up a question. She poses a question. She said, have you ever had someone in your life that didn't have similar values, but you knew they were a good person? She said, yeah, I have. She said, so you consider stepping out of your comfort zone, and doing something you weren't comfortable with? And Kira was like, yeah, I've been there, been there. So Cristal reconnected with an old flame. He used to be her middle school boyfriend, and then they reconnected in college. Then they reconnected after law school. She's like, he's a good guy. So then she asked her if she had ever heard of poly. And she's like, yeah, polyamorous, yeah. Cristal said, he wants me to consider it. Okay, let me just say this. First of all, are you in a relationship with this man? Because otherwise, hell no. Number two, men always want you to consider something so it's to their benefit. Child, anywho, I feel like those relationships only benefit the man in the situation. He gets to have two women, and y'all don't have to interact with each other, and y'all cannot get mad because you agreed to sharing him. I don't like that. Like, I don't know, maybe I need to be educated on the subject, but for me, honey, I don't like to do all this sharing, honey. I don't like it. So Kira said, well, do you like him enough to consider that? She said, I like him enough to explore a poly party. So Cristal was like, would you consider a poly party? Child, the only thing I would consider is a poly pocket. Okay, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, child. But that's just me, honey. And for those of you that do not know what poly pocket is, honey, it was this little toy that you got in the 80s. She was a real tiny doll, and you could fit her in your pocket, honey. That's the only poly that I can do. It ain't gonna be able to happen. So Cristal was like, would you consider it? Baby Kira over there thinking, blinking and thinking, honey, knowing she is not about to do that. She's like, I need a little bit more champagne, maybe a bottle at this point. Honey, I know that's real. So Cristal tries to explain what poly is, but y'all, she don't know. She's like, I think like you're sexually fluid and your husband is okay with you having a boyfriend. Sexually fluid has nothing to do with poly. Absolutely nothing. She said she didn't know, child, so I'm just going to go ahead and extend her some grace. But why even get married? Just be with him and boyfriend number two. Boyfriend number two, cause the first one he don't really. Shout out to Pleasure P. Moving forward, Kira was like, for me, I love the Lord. Okay, so it's a no for me, dog. Kira was like, no ma'am, honey. She's like, if you want 3 or 4, I won't knock you, do whatever it is that floats your boat. Basically, honey, she hit her with a, if you like it, I love it. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, honey. It only takes one. Moving forward. Honey, I couldn't do that either. I barely can take 1. I definitely don't need 2. Child, these men get on my nerves. In the next scene, Kiana meets up with her agents to tell them that they collectively sold $50 million in real estate, and she wants to throw a 1-year anniversary for Watson Realty Co. She's telling them to leave the suits at home and put on their gowns. In the next scene, Cristal dad comes over to visit. So they start talking about him moving there, right? He's telling her that he needs to do a little work, but he plans to rent it out for $3,000 a month. And she's like, so how much is the mortgage? He said, it's paid for. She's like, what? Why did I think you had a mortgage on that property? Girl, you ain't had no mortgage on that property. You just want to stun on them one time, honey. It is a huge flex, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Daddy say, look, I don't pay no mortgage on none of my properties with an S. I know that's right, Daddy, honey. I'm trying to get like Daddy. So then she starts telling him about what Robin did. She's like, yeah, so I was at this dinner with some brokers and another closing attorney and some agents. And one of them was my best friend. Her name is Robin. Girl, how come nobody knows your best friend's name? It's like you always have to explain who she is for the therapist. I don't know if you've ever heard my best friend's name. It's Robin. Oh, Dad, I had a problem and an issue with my best friend. Her name's Robin. Wouldn't your daddy know that? But then again, y'all don't live in the same state and you are an adult, so maybe he didn't know. But I don't know. I just find that strange. So she's telling him the story. And again, she's like, who knew the word trigger would trigger her? You did. You knew it. But I digress, honey. I ain't got time to go back down that slippery slope with Cristal. I don't have time for it. I'm sick of hearing about it. So she was like, so how do you think I should handle it? So he said, you did all you could do. You tried to calm her down. So what else can you do? Oh, Dad. Girl. So she said, I've been pissing her off a lot lately. I'm not sure why. Like, I'm just letting Robin be mad because she crossed the boundary. Now I have to say this, and please listen up, because I think people are getting lost when I say this, and I've said it every single review. Please go back and watch. Robin is not right for putting her hands on Cristal at all. Not at all. Although I am no Cristal fan, Robin getting physical was not okay. The two of them should not try to salvage this relationship at all. And I'm actually quite surprised that they are not addressing her being physical a lot more. It seems to be being glossed over with the fact that she said the word triggered, and her response was so huge that it's overshadowing the fact that she put her hands on her. She slapped her hands down. Now, I'm not saying that Robin was completely right, but Cristal was not being a friend to her in that moment. So they need to address Cristal getting physical, because, honey, if this show is going to continue, you're going to have to keep your hands to yourself, because next time you might put your hands on somebody and they might not be so nice. But I want y'all to make sure that you hear that. I said Robin needs to be reprimanded for getting physical with Cristal. And that's that on that. Moving forward. Now, this is the scene that really did something to me, okay? In this scene, Kiana and her husband, they go to visit the fertility doctor. I love this scene because it showed a more vulnerable side to Kiana. She always appears to have it all together. But we all know, honey, all that glitters is not gold. So the fact that she was letting us in and being transparent in this moment, I like that. So she was talking to the doctor, and she said she was pregnant before, but she didn't go through with the pregnancy. And she said they started the IVF process. I heard that process was painful. She said, we went to the doctor to have an ultrasound of my eggs, and then they asked who my sperm donor was. And she said, I was like shocked because I thought that they had frozen my husband's sperm. So that's why I was under that impression. She said we immediately stopped dealing with them, and they gave them a refund of all of their money, honey, as they should, because that's a malpractice suit waiting to happen. Child, if you confused already, you've been to switch my eggs, and honey, I'm getting somebody else's baby. No, thank you. You're a little bit too unorganized for me, so I'm going to take me and my uterus on down the block. No, thank you. So she said she went to the OBGYN to get checked out, and everything's normal. No fibroids, no nothing. Well, Kiana, let me tell you this. You are one of the lucky ones, because fibroids almost unalived me and my baby, honey. It almost cost both of us our lives. That's a story time for another day, but that was a hard pregnancy. So the doctor said, okay, so that's great news, but your eggs are diminishing. The best time to get pregnant is before 28, and a lot of us are career driven. And baby Anthony looked at Kiana like, ain't that the truth? Anthony, not now, sir. Not now, honey, because a lot of us are career driven. We put off having kids until we get everything set up. But truth be told, you'll never really be set up. Baby, these kids come with all kinds of things. So just get in there and learn together, child. That's what I say. She said the older we get, the more eggs diminish. And at 35, there can be more cause for concern, such as Down syndrome. I want to say this, and y'all can agree to disagree, and we can tussle down in the comments. But I'm going to say this because this is how I roll. Okay? When I was pregnant, I had to have tests around the clock. Okay, I was always at a doctor's appointment because I was high risk. They tried to come to me and tell me something was going to be wrong with my baby's heart. Guess what I said? No, he's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. Okay, we're going to take it to GOD. He's going to be fine. I had my baby, and guess what? There's not now a piece of a problem with his heart. So I roll in this way. I know doctors are trained to say this, but let's be clear. That was a study that was conducted over 300 years ago. Times have changed. I'm the type of person that will not allow anyone to speak negativity over me. Nobody. Y'all might not look at it as negativity. You might say, well, it's a scientific fact. No, it's not. Look it up. Okay, it's not a scientific fact. Maybe back in the day, like, yes, there are chances for you to have abnormalities in your pregnancy, but that's at any age. So I don't want that fear to paralyze us. Okay, like, you still young, girl. 39 is not old. Will it probably take a while to conceive? Yes, probably. but you will conceive. Women have babies in their 40s all the time, and it's becoming even more common. More people are living past 100. This is not the old days. Child, times have changed. More people are taking holistic approaches. Listen, they told Tia Mari of Tia and Tamara, the twins, sister, they told her that she would never conceive. She started changing her diet, taking a more holistic approach, and she has 2 healthy, beautiful children. Like, you have a seemingly healthy body. You ain't got no fibroids. Everything checked out. So it could be Anthony, and he has a son or a daughter. I'm not sure which one. I think she said a daughter that was 20 years old. He has a child. So maybe it's just not the right time. You just need 1 egg. It only takes 1. Like, stay positive, stay prayed up, and don't let anybody speak deformities or infertility over your body, even the doctors. Okay, that's how I live. I feel like this. If you tell me something I don't want to hear, I'm going to take it to God. And we're going to work that thing out. I always try to remain positive because there's always a way. And this is another thing I want to say. And Kiana, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. And I don't know if you ever going to listen to this review. Probably not. But Kira, I know you pop in every now and again. So please direct this piece directly to Kiana. There is a doctor, Kiana, that I want you to check out on TikTok, okay? I know that sounds strange, but honey, the doctors are over on TikTok telling us what to do. Her name is Dr. Jessica Katanga. I just want to make sure that I'm pronouncing her name right. And she is such an inspiration. She broke down how the infertility that they claim we have over 35 is 78%. It's a 78% chance that you will conceive a baby within a year. From 35 to 40, you're 39 years old. I think it was 39 to 54 or something like that. But she really broke it all the way down. And she said, please do not let people put a timeline on you. You will conceive. And I just wanted to drop that for you, honey, because sometimes, we just need a little inspirational push. And as somebody that's 39 as well, okay, still popping as well, I just wanted to speak life into your situation. So Kiana said, she doesn't want to leave this earth without birthing her own children, no matter how it happens. I really pray that you get to experience motherhood your way. And please check out that doctor on TikTok. And child, just DM me if you want me to just forward you the link so that you can see it, because it will make you feel so much better. Because honey, an 80% chance of having a baby within 1 year at our age is much better than somebody telling us, the baby's going to have deformities. After 35, you basically suck maternally. Like, absolutely not. Child, anywho, moving forward. In the next scene, Tiana is sitting in the office and Fox calls to offer her 1.9. She's like, nope, it's way too low. I'm going to keep you in mind for the next thing. Hangs the phone up, calls Quiana. So she's telling her the offer that she received. And she was like, yes or no. She was like, I ain't going to be able to do it, honey. So she asked if she was willing to come down on the price. She said, yeah, I'm willing to do $100,000. So Tiana suggested 50 because a lot of people see a huge drop really fast and they automatically assume that something's wrong with the home. But sometimes you just need to look at the market, and that's what they're doing there. In the next scene, Robin goes to visit a potential listing from a client named Tim. She's like, I'm so excited to see him because it's been 3 years and it doesn't hurt that he's cute. Baby, Tim opened that door. I thought Robin was gonna melt. Child, she started bouncing and whatnot. Baby, Robin gonna use that femininity if she don't do nothing else. So she gets in. She's like, oh my gosh, your place is ridiculous. He's like, yeah, you've been trying to get in here. She been trying to get in there, all right. His penthouse was very nice, but it did give me man cave. It gave bachelor pad. So he shows her around and they get a little wine. And he's like, so let's go upstairs. I'm going to have to go behind you, just in case you fall. Tim, you ain't slick. You want to go behind her so you can get a good look at that caboose. And honey, you ain't fooling me. So they get up the stairs and she tells him that his price is a little bit too high. It should be at $900,000 or maybe even $1 million. And he agreed right away. I know that's right, honey. That's my kind of client. She said his place is $1 million man cave and it's only going to appeal to a certain clientele. Maybe a professor that hit on some Bitcoin or some stock. Robin. Girl, not Bitcoin. That is very specific, honey. Robin, that's specific as hell, child. Moving forward. It's the day of the event at the Waldorf Astoria. I know that's right. the Waldorf. It's decked out, and Kiana said, they needed to have the finest of things. So they hired Tori Williams Events for the judge, because the judge matters. Honey, yes, it does. And it definitely matters over here on this channel. Shout out to Celebrity Dream Weddings, because Tori puts on beautiful events. If y'all have not seen that show over on VH1, it's where 3 wedding planners, they like kind of compete, but not really, because I mean, in the end, each one of them gives their little take. But it's where 3 wedding designers design a dream wedding for a deserving couple. It's a cute little show, child. Watch it when you ain't doing nothing else. Moving forward. So everyone is there to celebrate Q and her accomplishments, and Robin shows up with yet another scarf around that neck. Robin, dressed in all this black pleather. I was not a fan of this look at all. I'm sorry, I just wasn't. It was giving Blade. Honey, I didn't like it. So the ladies are talking about Cristal and Robin, and then Robin walks up. So Kiana made sure to let Robin know, listen, we don't want no drama tonight in my event, okay? All this money spent, you will not act like you are at a street festival. This is the Waldorf Astoria. Act as such. So Robin was like, I got my expensive shoes on tonight. Girl gone. So Tiffany asked if she talked to Cristal, and Robin was like, no, I haven't. So Kiana said, okay, so you can talk to her another day. We're going to keep y'all on separate sides of the event, because we're not going to have that today. I know that's right. But Robin, of course, she can't wait. She's like, no, I think I should talk to her today. Robin, stop using people's events to talk to each other. Y'all are BFFs. And I'm doing air quotes. You can sit down at lunch and talk. Girl, child, so Cristal scurried on over, and she's hugging Kiana. And Tiffany is like, well, she's right behind you, right? How does she not see her? Like, I see she was in no hurry to speak to Robin. Honey, I peeped that. So Robin is like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. Oh my gosh. So Tiffany is like, well, maybe you should turn around and speak. So they turn around, they see each other. They give the fake greeting. You know how they do. Oh, you look beautiful. You look gorgeous. Okay, child, let's keep it real. So they go over to the side and they talk, right? So Kiana said, listen, I invited them, but I made it clear you're here to celebrate Watson Realty Co. Leave your drama at the door. Look, let me tell y'all something. If Kiana doesn't come back next season, we at least know Watson Realty Co., honey, because she gonna plug that business if she don't do nothing else. Honey, I know that's right, child. You're gonna get something out the deal. So Cristal and Robin are over there talking, right? So they start talking, and apparently it's been 21 days since the last time they spoke. That is a long time. Both of y'all childish, honey, both. Cristal says, so how can I find you when I'm blocked? She's like, I didn't block your number. I didn't. She know you didn't block her number, honey. Cristal gives me dishonest vibes sometimes, but Robin, you give me dishonest at certain points as well. So she's like, oh, okay, so you want me to run after you like you give me peen. So what I'm hearing is, if you were a man, I would be blowing your phone up and running behind you. Red flags and all. But since you're just my friend, I mean, it really doesn't matter. And that's that on that. And that was the end of the episode. So we are going to continue to see how Cristal and Robin interact with each other. Then, child, they done made Kiana mad. Honey, somebody said something about not having children, and we know that she is pissed, judging from those previews. Child, y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought this episode was good. And y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.